Good morning folks, it's a beautiful winter's day here on one of the most beautiful coastlines in Scotland, and we're in the little fishing village of Portsoy, and today we're going for a walk that will take us 15 miles or 24 kilometres along the coast to the town of Buckie. Now this walk is called the 6 Harbours walk, and it takes in 6 historic harbours along the way. We haven't had to work too much for the first one, but we've got a long day ahead of us, so let's get going. It's been fishing in this harbour since about the 1600s, and I'm pretty sure this is where they have like Scottish traditional boat festival in the summer. We should try and come back for that. Yeah. And it's also famous for Portsoy marble for making jewellery, but no shopping today, okay?
Hi.
Hello. That looks dodgy.
It's okay.
So there we go, Portsoy Harbour, 0 miles, 0 kilometres.
Yet.
Well done.
It's a good starting point.
Clement Whiskey. I wonder if that's like an old place or just a new place with an old sign.
It looks like a dead end to me.
It does a bit, doesn't it? Aye, for those of you who are regular viewers of this channel, you will know that we are not very organised and we don't have any maps or anything. But it's a coastal walk, we surely can't go wrong, can we? And we're not going down there. This is not the Ely chain walk, not today. So uphill it is. A lot of the fishing villages on this coast are built on cliff edges. There's a lot of strong calves in this part of the world. I was just going to say that's a lovely old Land Rover, and then I saw at the back, it's for sale. Oh no, that's dangerous. That could empty my wallet very quickly. The little bit of research that I did on this walk seemed to point to it being a charity walk that's organised by the Buckie Rotary Club, where they raise funds for local causes every year. I think they do that walk in summer, and although it might look like summer today, it doesn't quite feel it. Wee camper van down there, they've got a nice spot, I'm jealous, but we'll bear that one in mind, eh? And I tell you what, this is a really rugged coastline. Although the sea is very calm today, you can tell just by looking at it that it's not always that way. And in fact, about halfway along this walk, we'll come to a really famous rock, and it's called the Bow Fiddle. And I think that's in the little village of Portnocky, which is one of our 6 harbours today.
Yay!
One of the really annoying things about this coastline is that it's just littered with beautiful little harbours, and this 6 Harbours walk doesn't even cover half of it. There's so much that side and that side of the walk. In fact, when we were driving here this morning, we were passing these little places that just looked absolutely beautiful, but it just makes it out of reach for a day hike. You know, we're doing 15 miles today. I think that's about our limit for a day. But it would be nice, of course, to come back sometime with a few days and do the whole coastline. That would be superb.
Good plan for the summer.
Yes, I've managed to offload the backpack for a wee while.
Enjoy it.
Oh, look, there's not much in it, look. It's empty. Aye, this path can be quite muddy at any time of year, so make sure you wear the big boots for this one. But it's a bit of an open secret in these parts that they get really good weather. It's very true that in Scotland the west coast is kind of like the rainy coast, then the mountains catch all that weather, and by the time you get over to this side, it's glorious. This is not unusual for a February day on the east coast of Scotland. Isn't that right, my dear?
That's right. Same in Montrose, we have really good weather pretty much every single day, to be fair.
Have we come to another dead end?
Ask the seagulls.
I think it's back up that way. How could we get lost here? It's so obvious.
It was obvious, yeah. I was following you.
Big ship out there in the bay. I'm not sure what it's doing. At first I thought it was a dredger or something, dredging the bay, but maybe they're doing surveys or something.
Look at all the shells. Such a mystery.
You will come to spots like this where you've got a choice of path. You can either take the official path round the top of the bay, or you can cut down this small path to the stony beach, but I think we'll stay official for now. And there is a signpost at every major decision point, but like you can see here, they're a bit faded. Aye, so we're at this lovely little picture perfect beach and we're looking for our next harbour, which is called Sand End. And stupid Steve's like, do you think that's Sand End there? Yeah, come on Steve, Sand End at the end of the sand. And we've got oyster catchers here and seagulls here. They're staying separate. Tell me that's not beautiful. Oh look, coastal footpath to Sunnyside Beach. This isn't even the sunny side. So here we are at harbour number 2 at Sand End. This must be the smallest and the cutest. Yeah, absolutely. I saw a sign for the old Sand End Kirk, and a wee nugget of information that I'd read earlier is that back in the 1600s the fishermen used to get reprimanded by the kirk when they were baiting their lines on a Sunday. A very traditional little community. It says the path is this way, but there's also a sign that says this path has been damaged. We are reviewing repair options. In the meantime, please follow the route to Findlater Castle viewpoint, signposted from the Sand End Beach car park. Where's the Sand End Beach car park? I get the feeling we've got to go back in ourselves a little bit here. We've found our way, so even though we've got to go up this big hill and a bit away from the coast, we'll soon be back down at the castle and the sands, and we'll be in Cullen next.
I'm sure it doesn't look so steep in the camera, but it's steep.
I'm calling it now, when we get to Cullen, if the ice cream shop's open, I'm having February ice cream. What do you think about that?
It's just normal ice cream for you. Is that the castle?
That's the one. Pigeon's Castle. We're finally heading back to the coast. So here we are back on track. That's the path that's closed at the moment, and we'll be heading that way. But look at that castle. We did swither we're going down to the castle, but we think it's one of those places that's better viewed from up at the top of the hill. And when you get down there anyway, it's just going to be ruins. And we've got a lot of work still to do today. we're not even halfway yet, I don't think.
Harbour number 3. What is it? Cullen?
Cullen, yeah. The path down to the beach here is a wee bit treacherous. In fact, I really shouldn't be speaking to camera while I'm doing this. That's one of the nicest beaches I've seen in a while. We really are spoilt here, especially on a day like this.
This beach is beautiful. Why did I say it's so weird? This beach is beautiful. Must be quite cool to be a geologist here. You have all like those great rock formations and you would know like how old they are and what they mean and why they look like this.
Oh, she's doing her stretches.
No, I'm just trying to move this rock.
Oh, what have we got here? Charlie's Cave, the Cullen caveman.
When you hear that the kindly looking man in the picture lived in the cave near Cullen, you might be mildly interested. He lived in this cave for 13 years.
I'm not sure where the entrance to Charlie's Cave would be. I hope it's not blocked off now. Nah, just reading here. Charlie's Cave is long gone. Of his home, all that remains is a black stain where the fire finished it off. Ah, that's a shame, it burnt down. When you see these creels washed up on the beach, I think it was my dad was telling me, they cost about 100 quid each. It's not cheap being a fisherman.
We should resell them on eBay.
The Gulls have got a really cool apartment block here, and it's got a sea view, a nice beach, paradise, eh? We've got this beautiful steep staircase of steps here that's going to help us round the coast to Cullen. And these steps were built by a guy called Tony Hetherington. Now, Tony tragically died in a canoeing accident, but he's got this beautiful memorial here, right next to the sea and right next to his steps. So it's saying here, erected by the people of Cullen to remember Tony Hetherington, 1949 to 1993, who built these steps single-handed in 1987. Thanks, Tony. Hey, Tony must have been a strong fella, eh?
Yeah.
Some of these rocks are massive.
I have no idea how he built those steps on his own.
Oh, I'm absolutely knackered by the time we get to the top of those steps. But from up here at the top, we can see Cullen off in the distance. Well, Cullen Viaduct anyway. And here's hoping some ice cream.
I would rather have lunch than ice cream. And no ice cream for lunch. Lunch.
Maybe we can have both.
Step by step.
Aye, it's not a technical walk by any means, but it certainly is one where you have to take care. Oh, I must admit doing this walk is quite nice in February because the sun doesn't really come up from behind the hills too often. And believe me, that's a good thing. It's just like, it's crazy hot when the sun's there and it makes the walk quite a challenge. So good effort to all those people that do it for charity in like June or July in the middle of summer. That'd be quite a tough walk. Right, we're back on familiar territory. You might recognise the pet cemetery from one of our previous videos when we came to Cullen and we tried Cullen skink. In fact, we might have gone for a bowl of Cullen skink today if the place wouldn't be closed, because we know that it's closed on a Monday, so we're just going to have to find something else. Ah, that's the wee harbour there, isn't it?
Yes, number 3.
So here we are, harbour number 3, Cullen. The first 2 harbours we were happy to wander about and explore a bit, but see now, well, for me anyway, I'm really starting to feel it. That was a long stretch from Sand End, and we had to do that big diversion as well, which didn't help. But it's nice to be in Cullen, and we might try and get some food. Yes!
Familiar ground.
Actually, see, looking at the harbour, I'm getting the feeling that I want to jump in, and that's a sign that I'm dehydrated. And there's the very table where we had our Cullen skink. Oh, that's a good memory. I could go a bowl of that right now.
What people told me about Cullen is that it's very famous for all the antique shops.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, apparently it's like really popular in Scotland for antique shops, like books and all this kind of stuff.
Oh well, we're a bit sad. The plan was to sit down in Cullen and have something to eat, but there's literally nothing open. We've had to just get a soggy sandwich and a banana, but I do believe the ice cream shop is open. Ta-da! So would you look at that, the perfect combination. We've got mint choc chip and blueberry ice cream. And no, I'm not being mean, she didn't want an ice cream. How weird is that?
Let me try.
How annoying is it when your girlfriend says, no, I don't want ice cream, and then she proceeds to just munch mine down.
You didn't tell me it's a really good ice cream.
Although I think we both agree, that blueberry ice cream is immense. If you're in Cullen, get yourself to that ice cream shop and order blueberry.
I like Cullen, it's fun. I like it.
Look at that Scottish girl.
You gave me this so I'll be carrying the can. Is that your plan? There'll be no bin for the next 5 miles. It's a very nice beach, but where we live we have a very nice beach too.
And it's empty.
And it's empty. Yeah.
Cullen to Portnocky is just this really short stage, I believe. A lot shorter than the last one anyway.
Haha, I've got the camera. So this is not the famous rock yet. Bow tie rock? Tie rock? Bow rock? I don't know. That's not the famous one yet. But I'm going a bit closer because it's a very interesting rock formation. It looks very cool. It's like a kind of sea cave. You can see through. Let's have a look. And up and up and up and up.
The oyster catchers are just flying around in formation here. How was that?
Very cool. It looks very, very cool.
As we saunter along this beautiful cliff top path, just taking our time, not a care in the world, this is a good time to mention how long this walk actually takes. We started at about just after 10 o'clock this morning. What's the time now?
So
it's 3 o'clock now. It'll be dark soon. So how long is that we've been going?
Almost 5 hours.
Wow. Aye. This takes up a big chunk of your day, especially in winter when the days are that bit shorter. I'm actually thinking, is that Buckie rock there? It's just that I've never seen it from this angle before. Can almost see the arch there, but let's get down there to the beach and we'll have a proper look at it. Aye, I've never seen it from up here before. It's pretty cool, but the classic view from the beach, we're just about 5 minutes from there. Although the Buckie rock's nice from up the top of the hill, it's from down here on the beach that you get the classic view, and you really see how fragile that arch is. Who knows how much longer we've got this. And there's another wee cave here. This kind of reminds me of the one at Arbroath. You see right through to the beach. Try and keep me away from this. Oh, that's so cool. And here we've got 2 holes in the rock, and then down to the beach where the water's coming in a bit fast. It looks a bit dangerous to me, although that's maybe being a wee bit dramatic. I think it's just the echo from the cave. The acoustics, that's making it sound worse than it is.
You know what it reminds me of? The caves where the pirates would hide the treasure chest.
Oof! Let's get down there. Oh no, the sun's starting to set behind all these gable ends, and we're only at harbour number 4. We better get moving. So there we are, harbour number 4, but I don't think we need to go down there, because if we did, we'd just have to come straight back up again. We're running out of daylight a bit, running out of time, so I think we're just going to cut across the top path round through the village and on to number 5. Aye, we just checked the phone and it's quoting 1 hour 40 minutes to Buckie, to the finish line, and that is just on the edge of daylight, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'd better get a move on. Another one of those beautiful little villages if you've got time to explore. I really like that little staircase to nowhere. Here we are arriving into Finichty now. It's one of those Scottish place names that, even me being Scottish, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. But anyway, there's no harbour yet. I think it must be on the other side of the village. But did you know that here, back in the day, there would have been upwards of 700 fishing boats operating from out here. So I imagine every single one of these houses would have been filled with fishermen and nothing else. The only advantage of finishing so late is that everything is beautiful in the golden hour. Harbour number 5. Finichty, Finichty. I always feel like I should put on an accent when I say it. Aye, Finichty, Finichty.
How do you spell it?
Findochty.
Findochty?
Yeah.
That's how you spell it?
Yeah.
Findochty.
You can really tell how big a deal this town was just by the size of the harbour. But most of the fishing boats eventually moved on to Buckie along the coast, which is also our finish line, and now it's mainly just leisure craft. Repeat after me. Fnechty. We're right down on the beach for the last push into Buckie. Have to have the shades on now because the sun is sitting so low, it's absolutely blinding, but blindingly beautiful. Hey, sorry, but someone's got to say it. How well did we time this today? That's the sun just dipping below the horizon and we're at Buckie. Okay, when we get to Buckie Harbour, it'll be in the dark,
yeah.
But how well have we done? No, actually, I think I messed up. I think we're just in a place called Strathleen, was it? Anyway, a wee village. And Buckie's still 2 miles away. I don't know if I can do another 2 miles.
Just keep walking, just keep walking. I don't need my sunglasses anymore, that's for sure.
Oh no, it is Buckie. I'm taking that. We're in Buckie. We're in Buckie.
Now
High five. Well, as we make the long walk into Buckie, it's time to look back on that hike today. 15 miles. I think in reality it's probably a bit more because we're going up and down and round about all over the place. The phone says 42,500 steps and we're still not there. We've still got 1.5 miles to go. But why is it that when we look at these things on paper when we're planning it and we're like, yeah, that's fine, we'll be absolutely fine, but it's always so much harder in reality? Maybe I'm just getting old.
Okay, my thoughts. Thought number 1 felt much longer and took much longer than we expected. Thought number 2, it was much more scenic than I thought.
Yep, I totally agree.
I feel like it's a bit underrated because I didn't expect it would be so good. Beautiful coastline, awesome. And number 3, I would say there's not that many places where you can buy supplies, really. Maybe they're like tiny local shops somewhere in those villages, but yeah, they might be closed. They'll be probably open only a few hours a day. It's Monday, so even Cullen, pretty much all the places with food were closed. So it's good to have enough of supplies on you, just in case. That's my thoughts.
But I think it's fair to say we both really enjoyed today.
Yes.
It was incredible. When we saw that weather forecast, we knew we just had to go and do something, and this was a perfect place to come. And on that note, we'll say thank you for watching the video today. We'll see you in the next one, and we'll just play out with our arrival into Buckie, and then we've got a long drive home. But I think I deserve takeaway tonight.
You do.
See you, folks.